Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Mr. Hyde. He is really neat, not bad at all. I probably wouldn't have paid the full price of having to buy each individual figure and piecing them together. However, I managed to pick this guy up for $10 complete, so for that price I'd say this is definitely a steal. And the reason I decided to take a look at him today is because I feel like this is a perfect, almost universal monster style design that works great for Halloween. Really dig the overall look. Like, it really captures Mr. Hyde to the point where I don't know the comic book character Mr. Hyde, but I know the character. So when I saw this one, just from the general design, I was able to tell that's definitely Mr. Hyde, right? It kind of gives the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen feel, but like a little more clean cut. Really great monstrous face there. I really dig that. Look up close, you can see the teeth are on they're like a whole separate piece that's like inner sculpted and then like popped in there, probably glued in. It's like really weird, makes this deep set look. I dig that a lot. And then these eyes, so crazed, perfect. The bowler hat, of course, giving that period look. And this lamb chops really set him off too. I dig that quite a bit. Could use a lot more paint. Personally, if you're paying as much money as a Build-A-Figure, I would appreciate like washes or something like that. But if you just want them to look clean, I guess that's all cool. If you wanted to customize them, I'd probably throw a little bit of dirt on them, do some wash in these areas so that all this knitted or sewn texture gets shown more. As for that though, I'd say he's just really, he covers all the bases that you would need for a figure like this. Just a big hulking monster. And let me zoom out so I can do a size comparison here. So here he is next to a 6-inch figure, which is the intended scale for him. He is a monster. Like, look how big that guy is. That's a beefy boy. Now I appreciate that a lot because it feels like a lot of Build-A-Figures lately, you've been getting like really small figures that are supposed to be like a Build-A-Figure. Like if you're paying $25 per figure, probably like $100 or $150 to complete these guys, it better be at least large, if not super highly detailed or something like that, you know? Overall though, I would say he captures the design that he's going for, very well sculpted. When it comes to articulation, let's take a look at that. So when we have this heft and this large kind of figure, articulation is always going to be a little bit tight. So let's see where we're at. Zoom in. All right. So for the head, we have a ball joint. It's only limited by his collar, and it gets a fair amount of motion. Pretty much all you would need, I would say. And then for the arms, restricted by the shoulders. They can't go too far up. They can't go like full circle. They kind of go at an angle. And then at the elbow, just barely, just under a 90-degree angle maybe, but then not terrible. Having it go a little more inward, always preferred. I'm sure that's something where you can cut away at the plastic to achieve that if you need. We do have wrist articulation, which is a swivel and a hinge, which is great for this grasping hand that they sculpted really well. Let me zoom back in. With hair on it. That is diabolical. I love that. Even the nails are sculpted, which is one of those areas where if you added dirt to that, I feel like that would make that pop quite a bit. Let's zoom back out. Boop. All right. And now down to the waist. Of course, the waist is super bogged up because this separate piece, this jacket, is kind of like stiff. It's a little bit flexible, but it's going to keep him from really pulling anything off. The hips, he does have, he's Build-A-Figure, so these parts do flop off. There we go. He does have a little bit of a kick forward, not much. A little bit of a kick back. If these legs will stay in. Not much of a split going on. Pretty decent knee. Pretty decent. And then a little bit of ankle articulation as well. A little bit of pivot. It's not great though. So flexibility, he's not really there. Getting him in poses is going to be pretty limited. He's going to mainly just be a hulking, standing guy. Which, speaking of the Hulk, I feel like this guy would be a great figure to pit up against the Hulk. If I had him out of storage, I could show you. And there's one accessory that I got here. Is actually really nice too. I feel like the cane fits the character. Big old club. Could be used as a weapon. Does it separate there? It almost feels like it's a separate piece because it spins. I don't know, I'll look it up afterwards. We'll see what that's all about. But really great design. I'd recommend them if you find them cheap. Tell me what you guys think about them. Is this one that you have or are considering picking up? And have a happy Halloween.